good evening, and welcome to Tea Time.
And welcome to Tea Time. I'm so glad you're joining me tonight. It is Monday, July 18th. I'm going to talk about my weekend real quick and then get to my guest. I had a fabulous weekend. My friend Deborah Markowitz contacted me and she said, would you like to work? There she is. Would you like to work the Long Island International Film Expo doing readings in front of directors with other actors auditioning? Would you like to do interviews? Would you like to be our trophy girl on Sunday? And I said, I'd absolutely love to. So there's Deborah. And you know what? It was really great seeing my old friends and meeting new ones. There's Anthony Robert Grasso and his beautiful wife and a whole bunch of other people. And then I got to meet Chad L. Coleman. There he is. He's on The Wire. He's on The Walking Dead. He's on Orville. Wonderful, wonderful person. Lovely man. His film was fantastic. It's called Wish Lab Inc., and he said he will definitely come and do my show next time he's in New York. So I'm looking forward to that. So that was basically my weekend, was all about being in the theater. And I want to give a shout out to Jerry Landy, who was there, and Jerry's known for doing horror flicks. And a Holocaust survivor came to his daughter's school and was promoting love and kindness. And Jerry walked up to him and said, I'd love to do a documentary on you. And that's what he did, which is such a, opposite spectrum from what he's used to doing. And we connected, and I'm just excited to, see him again, and it was a great, great, great weekend. But I want to get to my guests. I have to the left of me a friend who's on Facebook. We have a lot of mutual friends. His name's Greg Kritikos. Did I say it right? Kritikos?
Yeah, yes.
Hey! And he's Greek. He's a Greek friend. And like I said, I asked him to come on the show, and I'm just glad that you were able to do this. But hello, welcome to beautiful Massapequa.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be
Via
here.
Astoria, my friend.
Via Astoria, my friend. There's
Yes.
a lot of Italians in Astoria, by the way.
I know that. Well, I had Domenico on last week.
Yes,
and,
you
and
said
he's
Kritikos.
Italian.
Right?
Kritikos.
Very simple now.
Kritikos.
Your last name?
Canastracci.
Canastracci.
Yes, that's how it is in
Canastracci.
Italian.
Una fazza, una razza.
Actually means raggedy dog in Italian.
Raggedy dog?
Yeah, Canastracci. So that's what.
People think I'm a critic because of
A
my
critic?
last name.
Yeah,
Kritikos,
really?
critique, whatever.
So, I know a lot of things about you. There are some things I don't know about you, but I want everyone to learn about you. I know what you're doing, but Greg is an actor. He's a producer. He's a writer. He's also a stand-up comedian and a motivational speaker. And basically, and if I'm right, you made it to the U.S. via Greece back in 1971?
I immigrated to the United States
Yes.
from 1971. I was
Yes.
born in Athens, Greece.
Yes, you were.
1963.
Yes.
59 years young.
Yes.
Nobody thinks I'm 59. And we immigrated and we landed at Kennedy Airport, and we moved to Astoria, Queens in 1971. My dad had gotten prior to that 6 months, like the old ways.
But did you have any family there at all?
My aunt was living in Astoria,
Right.
which is my mom's sister, and my dad was a professional soccer player in Greece, very well known. Yes,
yeah.
and he said that's it after his career. He was a shoemaker after his career ended in Greece, and then he decided to bring us to the United States. He came here 6 months earlier, saved up, like the old way, the old-fashioned
got
way.
everything acclimated.
And then got into an apartment in Astoria, Queens, between 44th and 45th. On 30th Avenue, that same apartment house that Robert De Niro filmed The Bronx Tale in.
Yes, and you have a very funny story about your dad meeting De Niro, don't you?
Well, yeah, well, it's my father had the shoe repair shop on 30th Avenue, and De Niro wanted him to be in it, but my father was like, nah, I don't want to be. And he's like, please, because he's old-fashioned. You know, my father, he had a little cat. De Niro used to come in there and play with the little cat. And and my father's not interested in movies and stuff like that, but they wanted him in that, and my father was very, he spoke English.
Right, broken English.
But De Niro came in with one of his people,
like someone to translate
whatever,
Greece?
assistant.
Yeah, okay.
And it was funny because my father had a very funny sense of humor. He was very well known in the story.
Okay.
And De Niro's like, tell him I'm Robert De Niro, in movies, and we'd like to have him in a very famous movie and everything, And the lady was like, and my father's like, tell him I'm Athanasios Kritikos, and he pointed to the wall. My father had a whole shrine of all these
does
pictures.
Does he know who I am in this neighborhood?
It was very funny, but he was well known all over.
So did it?
Yeah, they
happen?
put me. Well, no, he was never in it, but I got to be in a Bronx Tale.
Oh, you did? Because he said I have a son who
yeah, he said I have a son that might want to be right. So they put me in there, and I was an extra, and then I got edited out.
Oh, I hate when that happens.
But I got paid.
That's all that matters. But I hate when that happens. You went to Bryant High School?
Yes, Bryant University, I call it. Yes, I went to public school 70.
Yes.
Then from there, I went to PS 10. Now it's called IS 10.
Yeah.
And then from there, I went to Bryant High School.
Yeah.
Right over on.
So what kind of kid were you in school? Were you like a troublemaker? Or were you really, really funny and got in trouble that way?
Well, a lot of my teachers would be, stop being a wise guy. I was very talkative, whatever, shy. I grew up with a lot of fear in the story, because I immigrated like I said, 1971. I couldn't speak a word of English. My mom used to shave my head and leave like a little bush over here, and I grew up with mostly Irish and Italian kids. And, there was nicknames back then.
Oh, we all had them.
Yeah, you didn't get a nickname, like a cool nickname, like Ice or Bezois or Quay. You got something that, that you hated.
Right.
And I mispronounced the word hamburger. I said hamburger. And ever since then I was called, hey, there goes hamburger, hamburger.
Right.
The shoemaker son. And I hated that. And then later on in life, they would be like, hamburger. I was like, no, Burger King. But it was fun. It was great.
And then what did you do after you graduated?
Well, I didn't graduate. What I did is I got my GED.
GED, yeah.
And then from there, I started working in the shipyards.
Okay.
Yeah,
So you really didn't want to follow in your dad's footsteps as far as learning the business?
No. My dad was he opened up a shoe repair shop when we came, and it was funny because I got bullied a lot. Back in the 70s, that's how it was in Irish,
we didn't call it bullying,
story.
right? We call it, we got picked on.
Yeah, picked on, whatever. Now it's called bullying,
yeah.
And I grew up in a time when it was Astoria, now it's turned to Astoria, It's changed a lot. So
sounds like West Side Story for a minute. Astoria.
Yeah, Astoria.
The next musical.
Astoria. The Valley Talk. But anyway, we were living between 45th and 44th Street. Yeah. And my father says to us, we're moving, we're leaving. And I was so excited to get out of there because I was full of fear and all that. I was only like 8 years old.
Yeah.
And we get in the car, we loaded a lot of stuff, and then we went 2 blocks down. So I was like, that's it? I thought we were leaving. So, and then we moved between 42nd and 43rd on 30th Avenue. So I was always in that area of Astoria where a lot of Greeks back then would go to Ditmars. I don't know if you're familiar with Ditmars.
I'm very familiar.
I grew up in Irish, Italian, and German Astoria back in the 70s. So it was, the stench of alcohol was everywhere. People were just bouncing all over the place, A far different story than what it is today.
Yeah, I'm sure. Well, you know what? Speaking of alcohol, you know, we all have our demons.
Okay.
Everyone has demons, as far as I'm concerned, and unfortunately, yours was the bottle.
Yeah.
But you kind of hit it late in life, like in the 30s, when you were in your 30s.
Well, the first time I
or-
tasted alcohol, I was 6 years old
Yeah.
in church in Greece.
Yes.
As
yes.
Orthodox Greeks, we received communion to a spoon of
Yeah,
wine.
yeah.
And I was only, 6 years old. I could still taste it. You know? I had my communion, and then I got offline, and I went back online again. My mom was, "What are you doing?" That was
want
good.
more.
I want more. You know,
Yeah.
just get over here. You know. So that little taste, I always liked it. But yeah.
But being Italian, you know, we grew up with the gallon of Gallo
Right,
on the
yes.
table. And being a kid, they'd give you like that much wine, and the rest would be ginger ale or something. But it was always there.
But you tasted it.
Yeah,
You liked
I
it,
did.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and later on, I actually picked up and started drinking at 18, but I just loved it.
Right.
The addictive personality,
Right,
a lot of
right.
it. And, I battled with it for a long time and with other substances as well. Is it okay to mention that?
You
I
can
don't know.
mention whatever you want.
Yes,
You're an open book.
alcohol, cocaine, and then I graduated to crack cocaine. So, March 2nd of 2011,
Right.
I got sober,
Yeah,
which
you're
stands for
11
SOB.
years, 11
Everything
years,
just-
you just got-
I just recently, I
Nice,
celebrated 11
nice.
years of sobriety. Thank you. Very
Beautiful
grateful.
thing, beautiful
Yes, it
thing.
is.
Well,
It's a
because I had
beautiful-
mentioned on top of you acting and producing and writing and stand-up comedian, you do motivational
Yes,
speaking, and this
yeah.
is what you hold close to your heart.
Yes, that's the greatest gift that I could give. Giving it away, we say, I belong to some secret organizations, but I also, wherever I'm touring the country doing comedy,
Right.
I do some motivational
You do a
speaking.
lot of sober shows,
Prisons,
too.
detoxes, rehabs, all that stuff. And
Yeah.
I do sober comedy
Sober
as well.
comedy,
yes.
sober comedy. And that scares the crap out of a lot of comedians because they like an audience that's had a few in them,
Yeah, inviting a comedian to do a sober show is like inviting a vampire and you're offering him a crucifix and some holy water.
It's like, well, the more they drink, the funnier I am.
Yeah, that's not,
But you know what? You wanna really know if you can make people laugh? Do a sober show.
Or do some urban rooms. Like go to Harlem if you're a white comedian or female.
Yeah.
whatever,
Get outside your comfort zone.
Yes.
Absolutely.
You said it right there.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I totally agree. So you do this motivational speaking, and it, like I said, it hits close to home. None of us has had a perfect childhood growing up, and a lot has to do with the way we're raised and the
Absolutely.
environment we're in. I've talked about it. My mother's father was an alcoholic, and growing up around that was sometimes not easy to see because he was a mean drunk. He was very mean.
Yeah.
Like my mother said, he was better to his grandchildren than his own children. But my parents couldn't wait. My mom and her brother couldn't wait to get out of the house. My mother was 19 when she got married, and my uncle joined the army. And the guy's in his face, the Sarge is in his face screaming, Capello! His last name's Capello. Capello! Ba, 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 ba. And he's the only one not crying. And he goes, and you're not crying. Why aren't you crying? And he says, because I feel like I'm home.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's, the isms, I have a couple of sponsors that I work with also, one, I'm so proud of him. He just celebrated a year.
Nice.
And I've been walking with him,
Yeah.
taking another one that's just reached 8 months. The isms that in alcoholism,
Right,
I always
right.
say we don't have the wasms, we have the isms
Right.
because it's always going to be there. You don't just
Sure,
graduate,
absolutely.
So alcohol in my life, in my family's life, destroyed everything because my father was raised by an alcoholic stepfather. They used to really beat him and do all that.
Yeah,
And my
abusive.
mom, that never touched a drink in her life, was struck by a drunken driver when she was 42 years old. And as a result of that accident, they had to amputate a leg to keep her alive. So she's an amputee above the kneecap. If you know anything about amputees,
Yeah,
above the
yeah,
kneecap is
yeah.
more challenge. So alcohol destroyed everything. They couldn't understand why I drank. I drank the sounds, the noise in my head. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
I took it.
But we all turn to
unfortunately.
something
Yeah.
to numb something.
Absolutely,
And I have a food addiction. I have a food addiction.
Well, you
and
look
it's-
great. I
Thank
mean,
you. I
wow.
appreciate it. I've been working really hard at it.
Damn.
It's hard.
You
It's
don't
really
look like
hard.
you have a food
But I
addiction.
appreciate it. But yeah, but it is, and I have to face that every day. Every day you have to eat to sustain life, and it's hard.
A food addiction.
And you lost a lot of weight yourself.
Yes, I was 385 and I went down to 200. I lost 185 pounds at one point in my
Amazing.
life. Then I quit smoking cigarettes.
Which is good.
Yeah, so then I gained weight when you
I know, a
quit,
lot of
and then I had to
people
go
do.
on the intermittent fasting diet.
Yeah.
This is
I've
pretty
heard of
cool.
it, yeah.
So as an addict, here it is. See, I'm okay if I don't eat. See, that's why food addictions are tough. Because as an alcoholic,
too.
you can't. See, as an alcoholic, you can't have a drink.
Right.
So that means once you have a drink,
Right,
you
you
have to
want
have
another
more.
one.
So as a food addict, a lot of people, it's very challenging because me too. I love food. You can't just have a little bit then say, okay, that's it. You want more.
Yeah, I
and
can't
more.
just eat one cookie. I just
You're
can't
that
eat.
person. I'm that same person. If
I
I open up that box of Oreos,
Yeah,
it's
no.
done.
Yeah, no. Yeah. Totally
Oreo
get it.
cookies, I'm done.
Hey, listen, we got to go to my first break. Don't go away. More with Greg when we come back.
So where do you want to go tonight?
Why don't we go to Coasters?
Oh, cool. I heard it's a great place. Let's check it out.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Oh my God.
Coasters Tavern is located at 487 Newbridge Road in East Meadow. Their number's 516-557-2222.
Wonder Woman was everything to little girls, especially that look like me. She stands for being a voice for people that need a voice. My organization renovates homes for people with disabilities. And when I come home, a self-care routine makes me feel my best. I'm very proud of the difference that we're making, and to see that impact in my community inspires me to work even harder for everyone around me.
Well, hi there, Teresa. It's John York from General Hospital. I am just checking in because apparently you have a great talk show called Tea Time on Strong Island TV. I want you to have continued great success and have a lot of fun. It sounds like you're having a lot of fun, and that's pretty much the key to everything, isn't it? So continued success. I'm proud of you. Have a great day, Teresa. Bye.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Tea Time. I'm with Greg Criticos. Criticos.
Criticos. Unbelievable.
He's an actor, producer, writer, stand-up comedian, and motivational speaker. We were just talking about what he does for motivational speaking, talking about sober shows, and now I want to get a little bit into your career and how you got into, was it stand-up first or acting? What came first?
Well, the first time I ever acted was at a play in PS10. I was the Sky God, and I was it was in the auditorium in a public school. And I remember I was 8 years old, and I remember the curtains opening up.
Right.
And there was a sea of people because, you know, when you're rehearsing with a school teacher, it's always empty.
Right. No one's there.
And then the curtains opened up, and it was packed.
Yeah.
All the people were there, the children's parents. Right? And I remember delivering my first line. It was pretty funny, and the laughter exploding.
Oh, isn't that great?
Yeah.
It's the best high.
Yeah.
See, to me, that's the best high.
So I got the bug real
got the
quick.
bug,
Right?
yeah.
Now, joking, I remember when I was a kid in Greece, I was 5 years old. My mom would always joke about this, and I was on a bus in Greece, and my mom was kind of telling me, be good, be nice. I was all fidgeting, I was all over the place. And she goes, you're just a little boy, you should be nice and listen, okay? And there was a gentleman next to me, and I turned around, and I looked at him, and he was a little loud, and I go, why don't you tell him to be nice? He's a little boy. And it turned out he was a little person.
Oh!
And the bus started laughing. Everybody in the bus started laughing.
Okay.
And my mom looked at me, and she goes, oh my God, she felt embarrassed, but everybody started laughing at the bus, because here I am, and he
Right,
was like
and
my
you didn't
height.
realize it,
I
yeah.
go, fuck him, he's a little boy too, you know. And I can still hear the laughter. I don't know if you're a comedian. Do you remember those big laughs?
Yeah.
I still remember them,
They're the best.
So, but when I got 2011, where I went after my dreams and my thing, I performed.
So it was comedy first.
Comedy came first, and right after that, I started shooting a TV show that I was working with a bunch of guys.
That was the
based on story.
Scriptless? Was that Scriptless?
No,
the TV series?
Scriptless was with.
You played Salvatore.
Yes,
in
I play a mob
2014.
boss. I play a mob boss, Salvatore. With that's an Alan Bendick production, which
Right.
was scripted. It was no lines or nothing. It was
Right. It was
just
all improv.
improv, dramatic improvisation.
improv.
Right? Isn't it cool? Not comedy though, but
No.
it's drama.
Oh, yeah.
So you got to really
Oh, yeah.
focus.
Yeah.
You know, you can't say, "So I was walking down a block and I pulled out my gun." Yeah, but then I did my laundry. It doesn't work like that.
Correct.
You know, you have to identify.
Yeah.
You have to respect the other person. Don't over.
Yeah.
So I
and
love
you have to
that.
keep everything positive because once you go negative, there's like really nowhere to go from there. It's hard.
Absolutely.
Very hard.
So, yes,
well,
I
I did
did
improv
Scriptless.
with Bob Nelson for 4 weeks.
Really?
Yes, I did.
Oh,
It was
wow.
It was 6 weeks to do it with him. He invited a bunch of comics to come down and do improv. He goes for 6 weeks. I said, Bob, I can only do 4. He said, come down for the 4. And let me tell you something. Bob was like one of the guys that I watched growing up. You know, between Dangerfields and his HBO special, because I am a prop comic like him, and I do this one joke and. It was the best 4 weeks of my life working with him.
Yeah, improv is cool. I done NIL, National Improv League,
Yeah.
down at there's a theater in the Lower East Side,
Right.
the Eureka Theater.
Yeah.
I did that down there for a while.
But talking about comedy real quick, you know, you do shows, you've done shows, but the first time you got on stage, actually a bartender recommended you or something to get on
It
stage?
was, I had this friend in Astoria. I grew up in Astoria, Queens. Like I said, I know a lot of people. I used to hang out in this bar called Crehan's. And there was a new bartender that came in from California.
Right.
This person has disappeared. I've never seen this person ever again. And she
Really?
comes to me, and this is while I was still active. I was drinking.
Yeah.
And she says, "Greg, oh my God, you're so funny and all that." And I'm like, "Yeah, funny what? Like funny like what? I'm 385 pounds. She goes, "Oh my God, you're so funny." And people were picking on her. They didn't like a new bartender because when you're like in a homegrown bar,
Yes,
nobody
everyone
pays for
knows
drinks.
each
People are like,
other.
"Here's the
I
tip for
know.
you," and she's
Right,
like,
right,
"No,
right,
you have
right.
to pay. You have to
Yeah,
pay."
yeah, yeah.
So we talked a little bit. Then after that, I left and I went to get sober.
Yeah.
And she hadn't seen me for 6 months. And then I walked into the bar and she goes, "Greg, where you been?" I said, "You know," she goes, "Wow, congratulations." She goes, "Greg," she goes, "Seriously, have you ever considered about doing comedy?" I was like, "Come on, I don't want to hear that right now." No, she goes, "Really, I might be able to get you on a show." And I was like, "Whatever." She calls me up and she says to me, "I got you on a Friday night at New York Comedy."
Yes, New York Comedy.
With Clayton Fletcher.
Okay.
And I didn't know about comedy back then. It was a new talent show that she
Right.
got me.
Right.
You had to bring some people.
A bringer.
I didn't
Yeah.
know about none
Gotta
of that
bring
stuff.
people.
And
Yeah.
I went on there, and I had a hat and sunglasses. I wish I would have purchased the tape. I never did. And he comes up to me, says to me, "How you doing? I'm going to put you up for 6 minutes." I
Yeah.
said, "Okay, cool." He goes, "You know where your hat?" I
But
go,
you
"Yeah."
didn't have anything written, right?
Nothing,
This was
nothing.
all off the cuff.
Off the cuff, nothing at all. And it was funny because a friend of mine had come with me, and he came and he sat with me, and he actually heckled me too, and I went back and forth with him. It was hysterical. But he says to me, "Why are you wearing your glasses and your sunglasses?"
That was the look. That was your look.
No, I felt funny.
Really?
I was like, I don't know if I wanted people to to
Like feel more
recognize me.
exposed.
Recognize me because you're kidding me with that voice. You think people are not going to know who you are? So anyway, he says, "I'm going to light you." I didn't even know what light was. I was in my head. I just got sober after 35 years of drinking and drunk, and now all of a sudden I'm like doing stand-up comedy. And I get on stage. I'll never forget it. And I said, "I want to thank everybody for coming on stage." I go, "Whoops, I'm on stage. You're over there." And he started laughing.
Yeah.
And I felt the electricity, the vibe.
Yeah.
And I went on and I started talking about how big I was, how it's very hard to take a shower when you're 385 pounds. You can't because the cheeseburger gets wet.
I know.
You know,
I say,
and
lost all this weight now, and I can see my vagina.
Right.
I'm so excited.
There you go. I can see my penis.
Yeah, see?
So, and talking about how I rearranged restaurants like gyro. Who wants lettuce and tomato on a gyro? Put
Right.
some mozzarella cheese on there. So the guys would be like, "You want mozzarella cheese on the gyro?" I was like experimenting. So here I am. I got a crowd. People are laughing, and he's giving me the light. I didn't know.
You
So
didn't.
Clay-
I'm going
so
to give you a light, but you didn't know that was your time.
Clayton
Your time
Fletcher
is up.
gets on stage while I'm on
Oh
stage with
my
me at the original
gosh.
New York Comedy Club,
Right,
if you remember that
yeah.
one. And he goes, "Give it up for Greg!"
Yeah, to cut you
I didn't
off.
see him. I had my sunglasses, my hat.
But that's good because you know you did at least 6 minutes.
Right, and I came after the end of the show. He comes up to me. He goes, so you've never done comedy? I go, no. I go, I just went up there. He goes, congratulations. He goes, you're going places. I go, I sure am. I'm going back to Astoria.
Listen, I want to ask you a question.
Only one.
What keeps you sober?
Life, sobriety, living life.
Right.
I'm on a pill called life.
Yeah.
I can't express
You get a
to
high
people.
from it,
I get a
right?
high
I'm the
for
same
it.
way.
I love,
Yeah.
like I said, I have a I have a fellowship of people that are sober as well. I go
Yeah.
out. I have no problem with people drinking.
Right,
I mean,
right.
I do wineries for crying out
Right,
loud.
right,
you know?
right.
It's always fun when you do wine and you tell people, it's so funny being here. At the end of the show, they come up to you, congratulations, you're sober. Let's have a drink. I go, you don't get it.
No,
do you?"
no.
So yeah, life.
Wow.
Life keeps me sober. I love life.
Yeah.
You know, I drank for many years. You know,
Well,
alcohol.
I'm really and including the hard drugs. I mean, you're here, and that's a blessing because I know that you've
And cocaine
you could have died in your sleep easily.
I've thrown up in my
Yeah,
sleep, and
right.
I had no clue how bad that was. I could actually. I think altogether it's about 6 times I've thrown up in my sleep.
Again,
if anybody has ever
amazing.
thrown up in their sleep,
Right.
and here's the problem. The problem is when you're 300. I was 385 pounds. I
Right.
think we thought. So I would eat, sleep, bad depression, and literally laying down after you just had like a cheeseburger deluxe and all this food and just going back to sleep.
Right.
Springing out of bed,
Yeah. Yeah,
sleep
yeah.
apnea, and just thrown all over me. I mean, I know it's bad. I don't want to, but seriously.
But I'm just saying, thank God you're here.
Right,
You're
no, of
living to
course.
tell your story.
Yes, and like on Messenger when or Facebook when I'm celebrating anniversary, I always
Yeah,
inbox and I
yeah.
get tons of people
Yeah.
calling me and saying to me, and if anybody's listening to the show, if you need any help, you can reach me.
Well, I know
directly
you
on
like
it.
people to reach out to you.
Absolutely,
which is
because
really
everybody
important.
dies, but not everybody lives.
It's
you know,
true.
and it's very
So
important.
true.
So yeah, and I'm full of life. I mean, I'm sober. I'm doing what I love. I'm living my dream. I get paid for
Isn't that
something.
great?
I'll
Don't you
give
feel
away
like
for
it's a
free.
second act? Because sometimes I feel like it's a second act for me too.
You know, I said that once. I said to somebody, I go, I feel like God has given me, because I am spiritual, and I
Yeah.
need a second chance.
Yeah.
And so a wise man came up to me and said to me, every day that we're born, we get another chance.
Yeah.
How cool is that? You
It's
know.
very
And
cool.
I like to say, every time I wake up, I open up to 2 beautiful gifts. My eyes.
Yeah.
You know. So.
Yeah. And you have a great saying that I wrote down. The darkest moments.
Oh,
Say
yes.
that quote.
Oh, my God. It is our darkest
great
moments in
quote.
life that'll truly make us shine brightest on our path.
Yeah.
I wrote that many years
Love
ago.
it.
I have a ton of quotes that I'm supposed to get published soon.
Nice.
And I was in that dark road, and I remember
We
just
have all been
everybody.
a dark
Yes, yes.
hole. In a dark hole. It's a matter of if you're going to stay there or pull yourself out.
Exactly,
Of it.
but it is our darkest moments of life that'll truly make us shine brightest on our path. So when you get out of it, the
It's
way my
true,
experience is,
yeah.
it just lit up. It was
Yeah.
like, oh my
Yeah.
goodness!
It's like you have a spotlight on you now.
Spotlight, yeah, I got 2 of them looking at me right here. But yeah, it's like, and again, full of life and love. And
Yeah.
you said earlier before we were talking,
Yeah.
before you life is beautiful.
It
really is.
Really, it's a gift. It's a gift. So after Scriptless, which you played Salvatore, you did a short. Vicky and Johnny.
Vicky and Johnny, yes,
Johnny,
with Tina
you did a
Tanzer.
short.
Yeah, and I play a director that's trying to get down Vicky's pants. Is like a predator
Director's
director.
couch.
Yeah, one of those, and she loved it. Her and I, we worked together on something called I forget what it was with Ken Kushner. He was the director. I met her on set of something. Tina, great person. She called me up. She goes, "Greg, would you mind, playing this role for me? Would you like to do it?" And I loved it. It's part of part of my reel. I
Yeah,
had it in my reel.
yeah.
And it was fun. Yeah, Vicky and Johnny, it's called.
And then you did 79 Parts.
Yes, with Eric Roberts is in that movie,
Yeah.
and John Solo, he got me in that movie, and I play a drunken guy, and I'm having opposite scenes
Okay.
with that, I forget her name, I feel so bad right now, but she was actually dating the Pussy from The Sopranos.
Oh, yeah. Big
You know?
Pussy. Yeah.
She's
That's,
a wonderful
that's
actress.
Vinny Pastor.
Yeah, but his girlfriend, she's an actress, and
Right.
she's a coach also, an acting coach.
Okay.
And I had her on I forget her name, and she's a brilliant person. And I was in that movie. It's a feature.
Yeah.
Really excited to be in that one.
Then you did Witless Protection Program.
Witless Protection
which I think
Program
was
is
funny.
a cartoon that I worked with Mike Rockwitz.
Yeah, and you played Greg the Greek.
Yeah, it's pretty funny because the way I came up with that one is when I was touring. When I got sober, I left New York City. I didn't want to be around New York anymore. I was going through
Did
my
you
own
go
demons.
away for rehab?
Yeah, no, I spent.
My cousin had a choice between jail or Daytop.
Yeah.
And he chose Daytop.
Well, unfortunately, in my 20s, I did do a little prison. I've been away.
Okay.
You know, there's nothing wrong with that. Everybody goes through that. In 1988, I was in Rikers Island.
Wow.
Rikers Island, yeah.
Oh, Madonna.
And I was in there during a very challenging time. If you remember, Howard Beach was there.
Yes.
And there was a vigilante.
Yeah.
He had done, so I got sober anyway, and I decided to leave. And I went to the Northwest. I had met somebody on Facebook,
Right.
and I didn't even know about Facebook or nothing.
Right.
So we're inboxing. She's inboxing me one day. I had posted something. She goes, "Hey, hi, how are you?" And I started writing. She goes, "That's the wall. You have to go to inbox." I didn't know about none of that stuff. So we're talking, and she says to me, "Oh," I go, "We should get together for coffee one day." You know?
Yeah.
And she's like, "Yeah, definitely." I go, "Where you from?" She goes, "Spokane." I was like, "What part of Jersey is that?" And I was like, "Jersey." She goes, "Have you ever heard of Seattle?" I go, "Seattle, yeah, it rains.
God.
It rains a lot in Seattle." She goes,
Oh,
"Well,
yeah.
I'm in Spokane. It's the second largest city in the state of Washington." And we talked and everything, and I decided, you know what, I want to leave. And I pulled the Geographic, and I went out there. And while I was out there doing service, dealing with alcoholics and all that, and I was doing shows as well. I did the Bing Crosby Theater.
Nice.
It was beautiful on stage at the Bing Crosby Theater. It was packed house. It was amazing. And when I was out there, everybody thought I was in the Witless Protection Program.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's funny because right away, because the voice,
Yes.
what I sound like,
Yes.
I'm very animated.
Yes.
People would come up to me. I was at a shopping mall one day, and this lady says to me, "Excuse me," and they emphasize a lot on the R's out there.
Yeah.
They say Washington. I'm like, there's no R in Washington. The toilet, they call it turlet. She's like,
Turlet.
"Hi, are you from New York?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm in New York." And she goes, "Oh my God, you sound like a real New Yorker gangster." And she goes, "Bobby, Billy, come here." She calls her kids over. They're like, "Look, a real New York gangster."
Oh my God.
And I'm looking at these kids, and I'm like, "So how do you know I'm a gangster?" She goes, "Well, I don't know." I go, "I'm in the witness protection, and you found me. Now we have a problem." She looked at me like, "Oh my God." I go, "Listen, relax."
Oh, that's funny.
I'm a comedian. I said, "I'm a comedian. Take it
That's
easy."
funny.
So while I was out there, and then I
Yeah.
started writing, I came up with some ideas. I was doing
Yeah,
something, and
yeah.
I came up with a cartoon
That's funny.
called the Witless Protection Program.
That is hysterical.
And I hooked up with Mike Rockwitz, which is my partner in Legendary Entertainment. He's also your friend.
Yeah.
Mike was the youngest editor to work with Stan Lee in Marvel
Yes,
Comics. He's
yes.
a colorist, a cartoonist, all that stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
he drew. He never did any kind of cartoons, but
Yeah.
he did the Marvel. And he introduced me to Will Branca from Ren and Stimpy.
Yeah.
So if you
Yeah.
ever see my cartoon
Yeah.
called The Witless, it has the Ren and Stimpy, animations,
Right.
the extensions
Yeah.
of the neck and all that. And we have 3 wonderful episodes we put together. I have an executive summary report, and we got funded for it, but we have it on the side right
Burner.
now. But,
Yeah.
But
I get it.
by the end of 2024, we should have about 20 episodes.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
And I've done voiceovers. We have
Yeah.
a lot of Laura Spade. She's in it.
Well, with that very distinctive voice, I mean, voiceover work is fun.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. I wish I had a clip. But anyway, anybody could see it. It's called the Witless Protection Program.
Yeah.
I do 6 different voices. Mike does it. It's about a Greek that gets thrown out of a plane because his buddies are looking for him and the feds are crooked, and he runs into an alcoholic cat that's a troublemaker, Otis. And Mike Rockwitz does that voice.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Well, listen,
And-
we got to take a break. And when we come back more with Greg, we're going to continue talking about his acting career. And we're going to talk about what he has coming up and how you can follow him and know what he's doing. We'll be right back after this.
So where do you want to go tonight?
Why don't we go to Coasters?
Oh, cool. I heard it's a great place. Let's check it out.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Oh my God.
Coasters Tavern is located at 487 New Bridge Road in East Meadow. Their number's 516-557-2222.
Welcome to Sunday Dinner with Chef Clemente. This is an all-new show about family cooking, Sunday dinner, things we did as a child, bringing back some memories and some tradition. This is how this dish was born. I'm going to show you that in just a couple of minutes. So, the trick with the meatballs too, when you fry them, you don't want to overcrowd the pan too much. To drizzle, not too much of olive oil right on top of that fish. So, a little flour, a little egg, cella luna, met somebody, everybody drink some wine. Everybody still going. Pass them around, everybody eat a little bit. Come on, you gotta dance. Oh my God! Get together, go visit your mother, your sister, your cousin, bring some pastries, some food, get together, eat, drink, be happy. Who wants some linguine, clams, and pastries?
Girl with the radio on. I am Mr. Fire. I want to feel the rolling off our bodies in the midst of the heat. The way we move to our favorite song is a backseat girl with the radio on. In the backseat girl with the radio on.
How you doing? It's Sal the Voice Valentinetti. Why are you watching me? You should be watching Teresa Canastraci, Tea Time with Teresa Canastraci Farrell. And make sure you follow Teresa on Facebook, Tea Time with Teresa Canastraci Farrell. We'll see you there.
I love the way you say my name. I love
You shall call me the Greek voice.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Tea Time.
She's funny.
Greg is making me crack up. We're two very good-looking, funny people, aren't we? All right, Greg, all right, so I want to say thank you to John York. Thank you, Dave Rebels. Go see him at the Cutting Room. He was with the Drifters. He was with the Persuasions. He's an incredible voice. Thank you, Sal the Voice Valentinetti, John York, and Gina from Rescuing Families for that Dove commercial. Let me get back to you in your career because we're talking about acting. You did The Right to Live. You played a guy named Jim.
Yes, I remember.
And you did The Brawler. Now, that was with my friend James, the wrestler, The Brawler?
Yes, the Brawler,
Yeah.
and that's what's his name? Joey D'Onofrio was on that.
Yes, Joe too.
I knew Joey. I worked with him on a couple of projects.
Yeah.
Actually, Joey D'Onofrio opened up for me at Dangerfields. That's the first time he ever got on stage.
Yes.
Because now he's a comedian.
Yes.
I put him at
I know.
Dangerfields. He opened up for me. And
Tapestry, you played Ed.
Tapestry, yes, another one. That was with Baldwin.
Yes.
And I had met Tina on that one. That was pretty cool.
Then
too.
you did me. Oh, I didn't. Me and my ex-girlfriend dating hipster chef. That was a short. You did Tomorrow's Today. Bobby, throw up that picture of Tomorrow's Today. You wrote this.
Yes,
Okay,
I'm the
you
writer. I
wrote
didn't write
it.
the screenplay.
It was-
Frederick Strappel
Okay,
did.
but
Right.
you wrote it. Someone
Yes,
else
the
wrote the
story.
screenplay. There you are. You've got my friend Teddy Smith in there. Janice is there. Domenico was here last week. He's in there, and it was originally
Nikki
called-
Sunshine.
Yes.
Nikki Sunshine's in there. Peter Plano is in there.
Yes, and that was originally called Charlie Boy.
Yes, it was called Charlie Boy. I presented it to the investor, which is Dominic Martini.
Right.
And from there, we had hired Sean Young.
Yeah.
She was
And
supposed
you got
to...
Burt Young in there.
Burt Young and Kelly LeBrock.
Thank you, Bobby.
Right, Sean Young, we had a situation with
Hey,
her.
Kelly's still looking beautiful, by the way. Let me tell you, she's a knockout. Kelly LeBrock.
You just
I mean,
shifted from
I'm sorry.
Sean Young to Kelly.
I'm sorry.
If she heard that, she'd be very upset.
I am
right
sorry,
now.
but I meant
Kelly's
to say,
a wonderful. Let me
but
tell you, Kelly LeBrock is.
Kelly is beautiful. She's great, and in Bert, I saw the scene with you in Bert. I mean, how did you have to pinch yourself doing that scene with him in the church?
He was great. You know, I got to talk to him. He sat down with me. He loved my acting. He loved my voice. Great guy. Kelly LeBrock plays my ex-wife.
Okay.
And I go there
Yeah,
and
that's
I
not
borrow
too
money
shabby.
from her. Right? Okay.
Sean is great.
Now,
Sean, I don't mean
Young,
to disrespect. Sean's
she
great.
was the original director. She was supposed to direct it,
Okay.
and nothing worked out.
Right.
But you know, there was something going on with laptops were missing, and
Okay.
and the next thing you know, we were all over the news on
Okay.
TMZ, Channel
Wow.
4.
Okay.
You know, if you Google my name, her name pops up. It was a whole bunch of stuff. But Sean Young is, God bless her. She's a wonderful person. I
Yeah.
love Sean,
Yeah, yeah.
and I have nothing bad. She's angry at what took place and all that,
Mhm.
But it was originally called Charlie Boy.
Yeah.
And then from there, which I wrote it, produced, and I cast
Amazing.
about 8 people I cast in that
Nice,
movie.
nice.
And there's a couple of Italian actors in there as well. But Nikki Sunshine, a comedian, and we have Dave the Magician. He's also a comic, the bald head.
Right.
It was fun writing that. I started writing Charlie Boy in Dunkin' Donuts on 34th Street and Broadway with Mike Rockwitz, my graphics designer.
Right.
He was there with me from day one.
Yeah.
And from there, I got a little bit of a budget, and I hired Frederick Strappel, which is an amazing writer. And right now, I'm working on something with a couple of producers that I'm not at liberty to say. But I just got off the phone with Frederick a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
He wrote me some samples, and it looks like I might be using them again for my next feature. Which I know. Let's stay on Charlie on Tomorrow's Today. For now.
Stay on that for now. Then we'll
okay.
mention that.
Yes,
if we
I'm
can.
all over the place. I apologize.
No, but it's great.
I'm excited. I have so many things working
Really?
right now.
That's good. No, it's good. It is exciting. And it's
She
all
was
positive.
excited. She sent me a whole bunch of chameleon headshots.
Yeah, I'm a chameleon.
That was great.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, I saw all the difference.
I give me a good wig or an accent, and I can
Yeah.
I can
we gotta
work
talk.
it.
We gotta talk.
we gotta talk. Let's talk about Witch Doctor. That was a TV series. You played Jonah.
Yeah, that's still in production.
Yeah.
With the Mark Humphreys.
Yeah.
Which I just got back from Florida. I just got done doing a short out there.
Nice.
Yes, called The Salmon Moose.
Ooh.
And Tara Sedga plays my wife. So Humphreys, he's Mark Humphreys.
Yeah.
He's the one that is both of his productions, The Witch Doctor, which Adam Gable is in that. I introduced Adam to him.
Yeah.
And Adam I also cast
Yes.
for Tomorrow's Today.
Yeah.
But he contacted me. He said, Greg, I need you in Florida. I flew to Florida, and we just got done shooting a short called The Salmon Moose, where my wife poisons me and herself, and we wake up in the waiting room of heaven to see if we're going to heaven or hell. It's a
like
very
that
dark,
concept.
yes.
That's cool.
Yes, with Tara Sedga,
Nice.
brilliant actress.
Wow.
Mark is a brilliant director, writer, and everything.
Yeah.
And I can't wait. That's being
That's
in
exciting,
editing
too.
right now. Yeah, and
You got a lot going on. You played Enzo. Is it Enzo? Am I getting that right? In El Gringo Malo.
yeah, that's another one. That's where that's
TV series.
happening. Yeah. I'm involved in numerous productions.
Me
and-
too. I love juggling. Don't
Yeah,
you?
yeah, it is. It's fun,
I love it.
and I'm doing this, and I'm doing a lot of comedy, which I'm excited about. We'll talk about that too.
All right,
also,
now you
but-
have a couple of things in post and pre. I don't know if you can talk about those two.
No, what I can talk about
Yes.
is my producers, James Orphanus and Teddy
Is this the
Orphanus.
two that you're talking about?
Yes.
Okay, let's talk about
they have a whole TV series, season 1 on NTD,
that. NTD.
called A Good Cop.
Yes.
They had a whole season, 10 episodes.
Nice.
Amazing. And the lead in that movie was also in Charlie Boy.
Yeah.
And we've been networking, and we're actually in contract. We're working on something huge. I can't say nothing yet,
It's so exciting.
but I'm very, very excited.
But when you can talk about it, you're going to come back and talk about it.
1,000%, 100%. and I'm definitely, these guys are great to work with. They know their whole shtick. These guys, they're amazing producers.
Yeah, they know what they're doing.
And they have a production right now that's actually winning awards everywhere.
Yeah.
All over the country.
Amazing.
And I said I'd give them a quick little shout out. And this is the one right here. It's called
Time Machine.
Coming
The
Out
Time Machine.
with the help of our time machine.
Right.
Sundance, Cannes, all over, all the
Nice.
awards that it's winning. And I'm working with these award-winning producers right now, and they're Greek. I'm Greek. They're more Americanized Greek. I was born in Athens, Greece.
Yeah.
But working with
Yeah,
these
but you have
guys.
that camaraderie. You got
Yes.
that. You got that homeland connection.
And I love producing. I love working with like you.
Yeah.
Now that we've met and you're an
Yeah.
actress, and I can't wait to see your reel and all
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Definitely. So I'm working with them in 2 productions that I can't really say.
Okay.
But getting back to Tomorrow's Today, it's supposed to be dropping today,
Uh-huh.
coming out on.
Mm-hmm.
We heard now, mind you, for 3 years we were waiting for this movie to come out. I don't know with the distribution. I don't know what was going on.
Well, COVID put a quick stop to a lot of things.
Yes, yes,
quick
it has.
halt and delayed a lot of things for a lot of people.
But we were getting dates and all that. Now, supposedly, hopefully today it's coming out, and I can't wait. It's supposed to be on Netflix, Hulu. It's supposed to be streaming everywhere. So
Nice.
it's exciting. I'm on Netflix.
Well, Tea Time is on Roku TV.
Oh, really?
It's on Amazon Fire TV.
Get out.
And
Oh,
we
wow.
just got on Twitch TV.
This
This
is
show
great.
can be seen every Saturday at 11 a.m. on Channel 20
And-
for my people who live on Long Island who get Optimum. How do you
A
like that?
wonderful
We're
toast.
going to be on TV
Host.
next week.
See, I said toast. I said host. A wonderful host.
So listen, we're going to take my last quick break, and when we come back, we're going to talk more with Greg about how you can follow him and a couple other things that are going on. So don't go away. We'll be back after this.
So where do you want to go tonight?
Why don't we go to Coasters?
Oh, cool. I heard it's a great place. Let's check it out.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Oh my God.
Coasters Tavern is located at 487 New Bridge Road in East Meadow. Their number's 516-557-2222.
The Suki and Scott Show.
This is one of the funnest shows I've ever done.
Lady, when you're with me, I'm smiling.
It's musical. It's magical.
This is a sexy show. Someone's getting some action.
Now, these larger-than-life personalities are on an exciting new journey. The Suki and Scott Show is your one-stop destination for humor,
You like De Niro and Cape Fear. Counselor!
entertainment,
Jesse's girl. Wonderful. Can you paint with all the colors of the wind?
and optimism.
You guys have such amazing energy.
Let's laugh together.
I love him.
The Suki and Scott Show.
Doc, who's the best comedian you know?
Teresa Farrow.
And who's the best actress you know?
Teresa Farrow.
And who's the best cast member in Bat Boys?
Teresa Farrow.
Who's got the best radio?
Teresa Farrow.
Doc, who's your favorite guinea?
Teresa Farrow.
Who are you loving right now?
Teresa Farrow.
All right, Doc, I love you too, baby.
Love you as always.
Thank you.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Tea Time. I was just having way too much fun with this man sitting next to me tonight.
God.
Thank you, my friend Doc. Doc Gooden,
She's
hopefully
great.
will be back on the show. He's a Long Islander, He moved, he's living on Long Island. Can't disclose where he's living, but I'm hoping to get his tush in that chair sooner than later. So, my friend, let's talk about The Shoemaker's Son.
Shoemaker's Son is about my dad's life. And this is something that, it's taken a very long time. And I mean, not a long time. I started writing it about 3 years ago when I went back to Greece
Yeah.
for the very first time.
Right.
From 1971, when I immigrated to the United States, I stayed for about 5 years over here with my family. And then in 1976, my sister and I went back to Greece to visit our family.
Oh, really?
Since 1976, I never went back up until 2019. 40 plus years.
Well, let me tell you something. My cousin is getting married next month, August, in Greece. I wanted to go. I cannot go. I will get there one day because I definitely want to go. But so they
42
had.
days all by myself.
Wow.
That's what I'm trying to say. It was a spiritual journey for me. It was
Oh, that's
amazing.
amazing.
And people say, why don't you
That's what I need. I need that movie that Julia Roberts did.
I went all
that
over the
Eat, Pray,
islands.
Love thing. I need that. I need a spiritual.
So I was in Mykonos. I don't know if you know, not Mykonos. I didn't go to Mykonos.
No?
Santorini, the island of love.
Yes.
So every day I'm walking all alone on the boardwalk of Santorini, and there's this lady. She comes up to me and she says, "I've been watching you every day. Walk here by yourself. Everybody here is a couple. You by yourself. Why are you on the most beautiful island in the world and you walk by yourself?" I said, "The truth is, I lost my wife and my luggage at the airport, and they told me I can only have one. So I took my luggage." She goes, "Oh my God, you are terrible." Then the next day she goes, "You're a comedian, I heard."
Oh my God, that's great. Well, listen, talking about alone, you're not alone anymore. I heard you're off the market and you're a taken man. So talk about the woman in your life.
Yeah, I am so grateful to have met this wonderful person. I mean, 20 years plus I was by myself, you know. Me and my right hand.
And you don't think it's going to happen again sometimes, you know?
No, you never do, you know. And she's wonderful.
Yeah.
And she has a program in her life.
Really?
And we're both sober and we met in a bar.
No.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Is that sick?
I didn't know if you were serious or not.
No, I am dead serious. Yes, Eleanor is probably going to watch this.
Oh,
She's
hi,
my
Eleanor.
sweetheart,
God
yes.
bless you.
She's half Puerto Rican.
Yeah.
And half Colombian.
Oh, she's a hot mama.
Oh, yes. And, you know, we have a little bit of an age difference. It's all right. There's nothing wrong with that.
That's okay.
I'm 59. She's 42. And
Hey,
we
it
have a
works.
wonderful connection.
It's just a number.
Exactly.
Okay? It is
And
just
but
a
not only that,
number.
we have a wonderful connection. And you know what I have for the first time in my life? Teresa, honestly.
Yes.
Communication. Never had that.
Very important.
I never had like a female friend that grows into being your best friend.
Yes. It's
How
a
many years are you
beautiful
married?
thing. This marriage, 15.
God bless you. 15 years.
Yeah. People
I
say,
made it to
well,
2
people
years.
say, "Are you married?" I go, "Today I am."
Today, that's right. That's a good.
You never know what tomorrow's going to bring.
No,
you know what
never
I'm saying?
know. No, you know. Listen, stay in the moment. Stay in the moment.
That's it. That's living,
But it's good
living
to
the
know
moment.
that I could be around somebody for like a year and a half, going on 2 years. It's like, you know, you say to yourself, "Wow, I'm tolerable."
Yeah. So listen, I want everyone to get to know how they can follow you. How can they know where you're doing, where you're performing? Wait. Talk about performing.
Yes.
You perform every last Sunday of the month at Broadway Comedy
Broadway's
Club.
Got Talent at
Okay.
Broadway Comedy Club.
Bobby,
on
I can't see
Sundays.
my clock. I don't know why, but go ahead.
Broadway Comedy Club.
Yeah.
On last Sundays, I produce a lot of independent shows, which I can't wait to have you on.
Right. I'm excited
next
to be
Friday,
on.
I'll be at Comedy in Harlem with Nikki Sunshine. She's hosting, and she's also
Okay.
in my movie Tomorrow's Today.
Nice.
And then after that,
You do
I'm gonna
Mondays and last Wednesdays. Do you do still Mondays and last
well, I
Wednesdays
do
of the month?
Views, News, and Reviews. It's a podcast.
Okay.
You can find me on my page, Gregorius Criticos.
Yes.
And I do that with Lauren Hefferman. She goes to the Red Zone, and Mike Rockowitz,
Yes.
the Views, News, and Reviews. I don't have you on that.
Yeah.
But mostly we produce together, all three of us, and I'm doing a fundraiser at Howard Beach.
Yes.
Yes, that's a big one for the
Yes.
Independent Firehouse.
Yes.
At Roma View. Nick Spinelli, the fire chief, hired us.
Nice.
Thank you, Nick. I love you, Nick. Nick's the best. And Laura Heffernan is one of the producers, obviously. Mike Rockowitz does all the graphics design for Legendary. And myself. And I have hired comedian Olga Namer.
Yes.
Nikki Sunshine. Ben Rosenfeld. Frank Fialia.
Frank Fiala.
Fialia, whatever. It tastes good. It tastes
You
good.
mess up the
and
Italian,
Brian
don't mess up the
Kim.
Greek name. Nice.
When you mess up the Greek names,
Oh, I try.
say Criticos.
Criticos.
Say Gregorius.
Gregorius. All right, listen. What about this one once a month? Do you still do this one once a month?
Wild Wednesdays. Well, is that what that says? I can't see
It says that you do a place Dylan's once a month.
Oh,
Metropolitan
I'll be
Avenue?
at Dillon's, yes, on the 20th.
All right,
That's right,
so talk about
Dillon's.
that.
Yes, it's on Metropolitan Avenue.
There you
Dillon's,
go.
great food. Dillon's,
All right,
yes,
check
Brian
it out.
Ehrlich, he's
So
the
basically,
owner.
if
Great food.
people can really get all this from your Facebook page.
Yes,
because
you
you
can see I'm
post
at
it.
Prima Pasta. I'm going to be at Prima Pasta. I'm doing a comedy and music spectacular. You got me like digging in over here without my glasses. And then Wild Wednesdays, which I'd love you to have.
Wild Wednesdays. I like a good Wild
The last
Wednesday.
Wednesday at the Aloft Hotel.
And it's in a hotel. That makes
Across
it
from LaGuardia
convenient.
Airport. Hey, listen,
Okay.
the Marriott owns that place. So, you know, you want to be on a...
That's great.
Right
Oh
by
my
the
God,
LaGuardia
this is
Airport.
great.
It's in the hotel. So that's
So,
the last
so
Wednesday.
here's the $1 million question, because I know you and I are actors, we are comedians, we are performers, and you're a writer. Is
I'm a writer.
there one that pulls your heartstrings a little bit more than the
Yeah.
other?
I love producing overall. I love giving people opportunities. I love casting actors. I love putting comedians on stage.
Yeah.
I love that. That gives me a lot of, it makes me feel good.
Yeah.
As an entertainer, I'm a storyteller. I
Right,
love telling, so
right.
that comes down with writing,
Yeah.
movies, and all that stuff.
Right.
I'm super excited right now. Really, I have 2 in the works right
What about
now.
the one-man show?
I'm sorry?
The one-man show?
One-man show. I've done 3 of them. I've done People Are Suspect.
Okay.
I've done Don't Mess With My Mess.
Right.
And my recent one is called Sober is the New High.
Sober is
which
the New High.
doing
I
it-
love that title.
So doing it sober with
Love
Frank
it.
Fayella, your friend.
Frank
We're going to
Fayella.
be at the Quarry House.
Yes.
Okay, and I can't wait to be with Frank in the Quarry House in front of a sober crowd.
Yes.
I love the way she's hit me up. She's like, what about this one? What about that one? What about this one? What about that one?
I want to make sure we can talk about certain things.
There's a lot. I'm all over the
There's
place.
certain things you can't
We didn't even talk about gyros. We didn't even say nothing about souvlaki.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. You said not just tomato and lettuce. I heard you. You put mutts. You put mutts on it.
Did you call it mutts?
I call it mutts.
Wow, I
Yeah.
never heard that term.
Call
Mutts.
it mutts.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's funny.
Well, I don't say mutts or
Is that the countdown?
That's it. It's a countdown,
49
like New Year's
seconds.
Eve, baby.
I can't wait to actually work with her on stage now, because we've been doing a lot of sit-down comedy today. and lay
Yes,
down.
we have. We have. All right, listen, I am just so thrilled that you were here. Thank you for
Thank
making
you so
this
much
trip
for
me.
having me.
I can't
I
wait
really
to
do.
work with you again, whether
really-
it's acting
yeah.
or comedy. It's going to be a
Oh, it's
blast.
going to happen 100%.
So,
okay, you can mark
Watch
it down.
out for Greg,
Yeah.
okay?
Greg Criticos.
And it's
yes. Greg the Greek.
K-R-I-T-I-K-O-S. Look him up on
Or
Facebook.
Greg the Greek, and look at my
Instagram.
slice. My slice part 2.
Yes.
Greg the Greek, the slice, or the slice Greg the Greek went
Yes.
viral. We're up
Yeah.
to like 14, 15 million views. I got part 1 and part 2. The slice, Greg the Greek, is really funny with Ben Rosenfeld.
Amazing.
He plays an annoying hipster.
Isn't that great? So listen, everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you, everyone, for watching. I'm sorry I didn't give any shout-outs tonight. Please like the show. Please share it. God bless. Hug everyone you love. Tell everyone you love them. Stay safe. See you next week, everybody. Ciao.
Ciao, 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 ciao.